Welcome back to the channel. My name is David Osuji, your psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Today, we are talking about the importance of prioritizing direction over speed. I want you to picture two ships. They're setting sail at sunrise. One charges ahead, engines roaring, but with no map, no destination locked in. The other ship glides gently, adjusting its sails with care, guided by a quiet compass. A day later, guess which ship is closer to its destination? The first ship, the fast one, might be a lot of miles ahead in distance traveled, but the second ship, the directed one, is actually closer to where it needs to be. Speed is seductive, but it is direction that actually delivers on goals. So, why does direction matter more than speed? See, I recognize that we live in a culture that is obsessed with fast results. 30-day challenges, overnight success stories, quick fixes promised at every turn. Our social feed celebrates how quickly people accomplish goals, rarely questioning whether these goals were worth pursuing in the first place. See, it is easy to mistake motion for progress. But I want you to ask yourself, what good is fast if you're headed the wrong way? How many of you have ever felt like you're running hard, but not necessarily in the right direction? An archer doesn't rush the shot, they aim with intention. A captain plots the course before raising the sails. Life works the same way. The aim, why you're changing, matters a lot more than how quickly you change. Research supports this. A fascinating study from Harvard Business Review found that teams that took the time to establish clear direction before beginning execution outperformed faster starting teams by an average of 30% in achieving their goals. See, the slower initial pace actually led to faster overall progress. Remember this, direction precedes distance. That's our mantra for today. Direction precedes distance. I invite you to repeat that with direction precedes distance. But here's the challenge. Knowing that direction matters is one thing. Actually, prioritizing it in a world that constantly demands speed is something else entirely. There's a very real anxiety that comes with slowing down when everyone else around you seems to be speeding up. We worry, will I fall behind? Will opportunities pass me by? Will others judge my pace in life? These are valid concerns, but consider this. The most lasting achievements rarely come from being the first. They come from being focused. So, how do we resist the cultural pull towards speed and learn to prioritize direction instead? How do we put the compass before the clock? Here are 3 principles that have transformed my approach, and I believe they can transform yours too. 1, you want to clarify your North Star. See, for any change you're pursuing, ask yourself, what is this change really about? And don't settle for the surface level goals. You want to dig a little bit deeper than that. You don't want to make a statement like, I want to wake up earlier in the morning. But why? Why are you waking up early in the morning? So something like, I want to wake up early in the morning so that I can start my day properly, see morning sunlight, have clarity, eat breakfast, exercise, right? You want to have a reason. What is the why you want to wake up early, right? Let's take another example. So you might say, I need to network more. But why? Why do you need to network more? So something like, I want to network more so that I can build meaningful professional relationships so that I can interchange ideas, interchange clients, and help inspire meaningful growth, right? You attach the meaning to the goal. That gives you direction. Let me give you a concrete example. A client of mine wanted to exercise more, a classic goal for everybody. When I pushed her to define the meaning, the North Star, everything shifted. It became, I want to build strength and energy so that I can fully engage with my children as they grow and model healthy habits that they'll carry into adulthood. See, that North Star guided every decision, from which exercises she chose to when she worked out to how she measured success. Her motivation stayed strong because she was connected to purpose, not just practice. I invite you to take a moment right now. Think of one change you're currently pursuing or considering and ask yourself, what is this change really about? What is the deeper reason, the deeper purpose why I want this change? The second principle is to trade the all or nothing mindset for the power of small daily decisions aligned with your direction. See, many of us approach change like we're launching a rocket. We think we need huge initial thrust to escape the gravity of our current habits. But sustainable change works more like sailing. It's about consistent adjustments that harness existing forces to move you forward. Here's how this works. Instead of completely reorganizing your life, start by protecting just 15 minutes each morning to review your priorities for the day. Instead of transforming your communication style, begin by asking one thoughtful question in each conversation before you offer your perspective. See, these micro commitments might seem small, but when repeated consistently, they create macro changes. As James Clear's research in Atomic Habits shows, tiny improvements compound to remarkable results when their direction is consistent. Remember, one healthy meal, one honest conversation, one chapter read, one intentional moment of correction, direction precedes distance. Point number 3 is perhaps the most important. Like a GPS recalculating when you take a wrong turn, direction is maintained through tiny, frequent adjustments. A ship reaching its destination doesn't just set its course once and forget about it. The captain makes hundreds of small, minor corrections throughout the journey because winds are going to change, currents in the water are going to shift, new information is going to emerge. So for you, you want to create weekly compass checks for yourself. These doesn't need to be elaborate. Even 10 minutes of honest reflection can make a difference. Ask yourself questions like, are my actions this week aligned with my goals, with my North Star? What small shifts would better align my course? What can I learn from where I've drifted off course? Personally, I keep a note in my phone with these questions and other questions that I reflect on every Monday morning. I take about 15 minutes to reflect on them. This simple practice has prevented countless months of well-intentioned but misdirected effort. If you'd like a simple framework, try what I call the 1 degree shift. Each week, identify 1 degree of change that would better align your actions with your purpose. 1 degree seems insignificant at the start of a journey, but over hundreds of miles, it completely changes where you end up. Great change doesn't shout, it whispers. It builds quietly like roots beneath the soil. The most significant transformations in our lives and work often do not look impressive in their daily form. They're not Instagram worthy. They do not make for viral videos. So, if you feel slow sometimes, don't be discouraged. You're not falling behind. You're taking your aim. Remember, direction precedes distance, because when direction takes the lead, meaningful speed eventually follows. The one who reaches their destination, they're not typically the fastest, but they were the most intentional. In our two ships metaphor, be the captain who checks the compass before checking the clock. Be the one who adjusts the sails with purpose rather than simply powering up the engines. I'd like to end with a question for each of you to consider as we finish today. What is one area in your life or work where you might benefit from slowing down just enough to verify your direction? And what is one small specific step that you can take, not just quickly, but purposefully in that direction. Let speed serve purpose, not replace it. And may your compass always guide your clock. That is all I got for you today, folks. If you like the message, like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, share it with someone else who you think will benefit from it. See you in the next video.